Here are the few points that landlord has falsely claimed is damaged, but which are not. So the first one is the stove. Yes, the stove was brand new in 2021 of March or April 1st of 2021. But 5 years later, of course, it's no longer brand new. And in the last 5 years, 1500 days plus 10 times a day, which is 15,000 times being used. So I'm not sure how can we keep the stove as brand new unless we put it in the showroom. Then the main floor ceiling, we have reported these were here when we moved in and we did not bother at that time. But these are the marks we first identified when we returned after 4 or 5 weeks from abroad. Return and notified the landlord. Landlord came by after 2 days and he just went upstairs and he replaced the toilet, the whole toilet. But he was blaming that, okay, the hand bidet, which was in place since August of 2023, and we never had any issues. And also in our response to the N5 of July of 2025, I have outlined that, okay, if the bidet was faulty, bidet was not done properly, it would have been flooded in our absence for 4+ weeks. And also it's been there for 2+ years. And the bidet was in all the bathrooms, but landlord did not change any other bathrooms, just that one, and we never asked. The reason he changed where he did not, when this switch was broken, and also next to this one here is broken, landlord came by, spent 8 hours, made us wait outside the whole time. I think it was on Saturday or something. He just replaced this one. So of course, when he replaced only the toilet seat in one bathroom, but blaming on the bidet, then he has some other theories, which I don't know what he meant by that. Here's the main floor cabinet doors. Again, landlord blamed that, okay, it's broken, blah, 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 and all this. But look at this. This is how the cabinet doors get open. And if I close it, so there is nothing broken. But only thing he is looking at that, if you see this track, these are not even. And of course, we don't have the technical skills or the witness intention or the time to change any of this track. So if you look at that, the track comes in and it's been like this since we moved in, and we did not make anything, any update, any changes to this. So that's not even damage. On the door latch, it's not damage. When we first requested back in October or September of 2021, and we paid for this one latch, it was not there when we moved in. We asked the landlord came in. When mistakenly after my daughter got hurt, I took this one off, didn't know that, okay, this is the building code needed. So I paid for it. I did not even bother to, wait for the replacement. I asked landlord replaced it, and I paid for the whole thing. At the same time, paid for the latch. And when our daughter was, old enough to be able to open the door, so we put this one on for the safety and security. But then once we got locked outside, because the latch was on, we got stuck. We reached out to the landlord. Landlord suggested to call for locksmith, but of course locksmith not gonna come because this is not a lock. This is done from inside. So what we did, we went to the Home Depot and got this bit cut. So if this can be replaced, it's not a damage, but we already paid for it. This is the main floor bathroom. So if you see, if we open the door, and if our daughters who needs help, if they are sitting here, to be able to pass, we took the tower rail, the rack off, and tower ring or that thing off, and we put it outside, inside there. We did not throw it out or anything. But landlord claimed it's missing. It means like we stole this or what? I don't know. For the interior painting, landlord and his 2 witnesses used 98% of the time focusing on the painting work, and he showed, I think, 78 photos in total from his 3 evidence files. But this, we were compelled by the landlord to do the interior painting. In January 31st of January of 2023, he asked for the painting work. He asked us to pay in advance for $5,600. And we said, okay, no, our children are still young, and we cannot guarantee that they will not gonna put crayon marks or anything on the wall. And we assured him that yes, Either we're going to pay for the painting work or we're going to paint it ourselves. And after that, we have exchanged the communication on the February 7th email. And on that confirmation, we rejected paying that $5,600 upfront in advance. And also about the painting, and also talked about the stove and everything back in 2023. Now he came back, he's asking for this, and every time since then, every time he's gonna come, he's gonna pick on the painting work, he's gonna look at the wall painting. He even talked to our minor kids. English is their first language, but still they have to be able to, to understand and all this. And they're so scared of the landlord whenever he comes. And at one point, there was some discussion, which again, the witness who manages 200 properties a day and 700 properties when he on call, Hassan Hamza. There was a time when he came and we were sitting in the main floor. He was talking about all this in front of our two children, about the crayon marks, everything. After so many times we asked them not to talk about this, we'll take care of this, but still he's talking about it. And then to de-escalate the situation, I even say that, hey, we don't know that, they might turn out to be Michelangelo or Pablo Picasso. And then he misquoted me during the witness call. But they were giving me example, like one witness said that, okay, hey, his wife put his son in the dark room, turned the light off so that he learned a lesson. And even like a landlord, he was saying that his wife did not even go to work so that, kids learn how not to put crayon marks on the wall, protecting wall and all these things. And I don't know what to say, but I simply say that, okay, hey, I cannot put them on leash. They're human. This is the room where our kids play piano and, the books and everything. So when they're, maybe 11 months, my younger one, and the other one was 2 years, 6 or 7 months. And the height is not so high, so that they don't be able to open the window and, throw things outside the window. So what we did, we put in the very first week, April of 2021, I put Scotch tape around this so that the frame doesn't come off and they don't be able to, throw things outside the class. Maybe there is a car or something, or maybe they jump off the window. So that's been done back in 2021 of April. And landlord has seen that so many times. Again, he put it on the N5, though we said, okay, hey, that Scotch tape can be taken care of and I will get it cleaned. But again, he put this one on N5, claiming that this is a damage. This is upstairs, one of the bedrooms where our kids do their activities here. This closet here, he's claiming this is damaged. So this is the total height from ceiling to floor. And look at the door. So if you open the door and it's hanging, the reason is that it doesn't touch the wheel, doesn't touch on the track itself. So did we do it? No, we don't have the technical skills. We don't have the time. We don't have the intention of making any of this. I'm not even 6 feet high, so I don't have the time and the technical knowledge to do that. This is one of the 2 cabinet doors in the main floor kitchen area where, our kids put their own stuff and their artwork and all these things. Because these doors are using on a day-to-day basis, the hinge were not broken. What happened is, like this one here, you see this is loose. So instead of fixing it, because I told Hassan, landlord, so many times that I do not have the skills. I may have the tool, but I don't have the skills. So instead of damaging the cabinet doors, or maybe our kids get hurt, instead of fixing it, not knowing it, I took the door off. I initially put it on the garage, and then again, every time he's gonna come and he's gonna talk about, give us unwanted, I don't want to use the word lecture, but talking in front of these cabinet doors so many times, and then he took it away. So there he has the both doors, like one of these from here, another one from here. Again, that's not damaged. That's just, I took it off because they are loose, and I notified the landlord. This is so-called painting area or like working area, what landlord mentioned about this one. This tape, we bought it from Amazon. It's just like everybody used it. It's like, anybody can buy and put it on the wall. And we have this one since of August or summer of 2023. And since then, landlord placed this one in a way that, okay, our two minor children can damage the everything and also whatsoever. So now this is our table, and you can see underneath whatever that is, it's been there like this for 2+ years. But again, he put everything on the N5, blaming that, okay, it's damaged and everything, so which is not damage. These are just painting needs to be done. But again, we have a short, but again, landlord forced us to do the painting, and we tried to hire the painting work, but as we explained, that painting happened just because landlord every time he's gonna come, and that's why we were compelled to do the painting work. And this wall map, again, is a self-adhesive wall maps. We bought it from Amazon, from Walmart, and a lot of places we bought it from. And it's been there for 2+ years, since 2023. So I'm not sure why he's showing this one. It happens in 2025. Both witnesses say something which is not correct. This is the basement where I do my work, and of course we have some of our exercise equipments. And the only thing we got this one after we move in is this one. And the landlord claims some stuff which we don't think that happens here. Even if that happens, this mark, it happens back in 2021. But again, that's some paint work can be fixed. That's not a damage. And for the basement work here, the workstations, what landlord and the witnesses say that, okay, these are sticking through the wall, which is not correct. This is just a double monitor stand, which we used. And of course, for any of the work we do, like being a professional and also working from home, like everybody buys this kind of stuff, the self-adhesive whiteboard thing where we put our work notes and other things. So this cannot be damaged. If this is damaged, I think LTB should have the form where, no tenant will be able to buy anything off Amazon and put this one for their work. Feeling ashamed to show you this, but again, if landlord could go this low, I have to defend this one. So this is the brand new so-called toilet, which was replaced without a request in January of 2025, where landlord blamed on the hand bidet. But that's not the case. Again, I'm reiterating that if the bidet was the problem, the house would have been flooded. We were outside for 4 weeks from December to January. And landlord, without even requesting, he replaced only this toilet. The other toilet seats, anything, nothing was replaced in the last 5 years. And after 2 days, this bolt, one of the bolt got come off or broken or something. So of course, we were busy with this thing. So that was a quick fix. Instead of bothering the landlord by texting, and again, when he comes, we have to stay outside just to avoid him. So I put the zip tie here to make it work. Like many things, we have been adjusted. A lot of requests were made back in 2021, March, April, like the faulty light switches, which were never fixed. The grill in the backyard, still in the backyard. There are many other things, but anyway, we don't use them, so we moved on. And Leonard also talked about the dryer lint and said that, okay, we refused to clean. Not sure how many times landlord came every week to clean that, or who cleaned that. If we don't clean it, there should have been the dryer could have been faulty. He has to be replaced or nothing. So again, it's a false claim. He's just manufacturing all these things, just put it on the N5. But I will live up to the LTB to think, and any other information, any other info, of course, we will provide that. But